So we'll go back to the WordPress dashboard. And we'll come down to where it says Plugins. And we'll click Add New. And here we're going to type WP Fastest Site Search. Here it is right here. So we'll click Install Now. Click Activate. And now it should say Site Search at the top of the menu. So we'll click there. And you see the first thing we need to do is sign up for a search account. Sign in with your Google account. And if you don't have a Google account, you'll have to create one first. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign in with my Google account. Once you're signed in, the first thing we need to do is put in our website URL. Next, you'll select your region. So I'll select USA. Click Next. And this is your Expert Rec dashboard. And the first thing we need to do is copy this API key by clicking here. Once you copy the API key, you'll go back to the Expert Rec settings. And where it says API key, you'll right click and paste. Click Save Settings. So you can see we have step 1 done, step 2 is finished, step 3 is done, step 4 is finished, and now we just need to do step 5. So we'll go back to the Expert Rec dashboard, and you can see it's crawling my website and indexing the pages. So as soon as it's done indexing the pages, I'll come back and continue the tutorial video. Okay, so once Expert Rec is done crawling your website, you can see it's done crawling my website. It says crawl complete, 89 pages crawled. What you'll do is you'll come over here to the left where it says install, click install, and then you click code. And we're going to copy this script code here. So highlight, right click, copy, or you can click the copy button. Don't worry about this part here because I actually provide that in the resources folder, our website folder. So we can go ahead and we can close this tab. And what we're going to do next is we're going to come over here and we're going to come down, we're going to come up here to Flatsum, Advanced, and we're going to click Global Settings. And here where it says Header Scripts, inside the box we're going to right click and paste that script, and then we'll click Save All Changes. And you should get the options updated green bar there. Okay, so now we can go back to the site. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide so this isn't distracting. And we'll go up to Customize. We'll click Customize. And now what we're going to do is, I'll go ahead and there we go. And now what we're going to do is we are going to customize our header up here. So we'll come over here to Header. We'll click Header. And you'll see this bar pops up here. So let me just explain this real quick. So this is the header builder. And as you can see, it resembles what we have up here. So here we have the top bar, which is this bar here. Here is the main menu bar, which is right here. And you can see this bar is blank. There's nothing in here. So let's say I take one of these widgets here, like the, well, I'll use a button instead. Take this button, I put it in here. You can see this bottom bar shows up now because, and now has a button in it. So any of these that you don't have anything in is going to disappear. So I don't want that, so I'm going to take this back down. And you can put it anywhere. You don't have to put it where you got it. You can just release. And now you can see it shows up right here. So here we have HTML1, which is actually this right here. Top bar menu, it's right here. Newsletter, this is newsletter. Social icons, right here. Account, which is my account. A divider, which is right here. Cart. Over here we have main menu, which is the main menu here, search icon, and we have the logo right there. So to customize your menu, you just pick any of these, I guess you call these widgets, whatever you want to call them, and add them onto whichever part of the menu you want to add that feature. Over here, we have presets, logo and site identity, top bar, header menu, header bottom, header mobile menu overlay, sticky header, drop-down style. So these are what you use to customize the different parts of your header. I'll go through these in more depth in just a second. From here down, it corresponds with these that are in here, these little widgets. So here, let's say I put that button back. I'll use button 1. I'll put that here. And now to customize a button, I would click buttons, and then I have all these different, I can change the text. Now it says click here. I could add a link, have the link open in a new window when they click it. Change the radius so it's not so round. I could change the color. Now it's green. The style, I could change the style. All this stuff, these are all customizations of the button. And here's the button 2 customizations. This is for button 1. So same thing with account, cart, search, HTML, contact, newsletter, and follow icons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get these set up to where we want them for our own e-commerce site. And then I'll go through the different options here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my website over here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. And I'm going to put HTML2 up here. HTML1 is going to come up here. I'm going to get rid of these, bring them back down here. And up there I want to have, where is account? Okay, there it is. I was looking for it down here. HTML3, I'm going to put over here. And main menu, I am going to leave there. And search icon, I'm going to bring back down here because we're going to add our voice search bar, so we don't need that. Okay. So we have main menu, HTML2, HTML1, account, HTML3, cart. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here to HTML2 and we're going to change this. So this is where you customize the HTML blocks, which are these here. You have 5 of them, HTML 1 through 5. Down here you see HTML 4 and 5, and HTML 3 is over here. So let's say I want to have a message up here that says get 20% off with coupon code CHIC, since the name of our store is going to be Chic Express. So what I would do is add that in here. I'm sorry, right here, HTML2, because HTML2 is up in this area. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and close this because we're done with this. We'll go back to our website folder and we'll go to homepage, main menu, text files, HTML2 block. I'm going to open this, and this is the HTML2 code. So I'll copy that and I'll put it right in here, paste. And now you see we have our message, get 20% off with coupon code CHIC, which is, as you look, is right here. So that's how easy it is to add text to your top bar or anywhere on your menu. Next I want to add free shippings and returns within the US, where this is. So that's right here. You can see it says add anything here or just remove it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And we'll go back here to my website folder. HTML block 1. Open that. Here it is. I'll copy this. And I'll put it in right in here. There we go. Free shipping and returns within the US. Perfect. Okay. My account. This allows your users to create an account, and then they have their own dashboard, and it shows their orders, their downloads, their payment methods, and all that, account details, all that stuff. So if you want to, you can have my account, and I'll show you how to customize that later on. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add our voice search box that we had just set up. So let's go ahead and come back to our folder here, text files, and that's going to be HTML block 3. Here it is. So we'll copy that code and we'll put it in here, and hopefully our voice search box will show up now. There it is. Beautiful. Okay, so it's looking good. All right, what's next? I think that's it for the header items that we're going to add. Everything looks good there. So let's go ahead and we'll publish that. Let me just make sure. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and publish. And by the way, if you click this here, it'll show what your menu looks like on a tablet, mobile tablet. But we're going to get into that later on, mobile optimization. I'm going to show you how to optimize your website for mobile devices. But I just want to show you that feature. So now we can go ahead and get out of here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these menu items and show you how to customize some of these things that we added to our menu. So as you can see, guys, Flotsam gives you tons of customization settings for your header. It's actually more than most themes. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through these real quick. I don't want to spend too much time, but I want to give you an idea of what each setting does. So let's go ahead and we'll start with presets. These are the header presets, and I just want to give you a word of caution. We already customize our own header. So if I would click one of these, it would load the preset, and I would lose all my customizations I have here with the main menu here, the HTML2 up here, account over here. It would actually load the presets, and these would be different. So if you want to check out a preset, I would do that before you customize your own menu. But you can see they have different, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different presets to choose from. So that's pretty cool. Logo and site identity. Here you can change your site title. You can change your tagline if you want to. You can display your tagline below your logo. And you can see it shows up right here. I'm not going to have that though. You can change the logo position. I actually want my logo in the center, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to upload your own logo. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this and select File. I'm going to go to Upload Files, select Files, Homepage Images, and let me see, let's go to Homepage, Store Logo, here it is. I'm going to go in here, Main Menu Logo, there we go, open that. You want to make sure your logo is a PNG file, because a PNG file can be transparent, have a transparent background, which is what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And now you can see my beautiful logo there. The name of my store is Chic Express. So let's keep going. Here you can add a light version of your logo image. Logo container width. You can increase this. and it'll only go so far unless you change the size of the heading menu, which I'll show you how to do that next. Clicking this undo arrow actually takes you right back to the default. So if you don't like your changes, just click that and it'll go back. Logo padding. You can have padding around your logo. So if I increase this, it's going to add padding on each side of the logo, and you see it gets smaller. Site icon. This is the favicon I was telling you about earlier. So let's go ahead and upload that. You can see here it says site icon should be square and at least 500 by 512 pixels. So we'll upload that right now. Go to store logo, favicon. Here it is. I'll select that. And I don't want to crop the image. There we go. You can see it just shows up right here. Perfect. And you can see it has the cropped the image down here as well. So, okay, moving on. Top bar. This is the top bar up here. So you can change the height. You can make it wider. I'm going to leave it like it is. You can change the text color, make it dark. You can change the background color if you want. I'm going to leave it like I had it. And you can change the navigation style. I don't have any navigation links up here, so none of these are going to really change. But you can add pillbox. It's not really going to show anything. So I'll just leave it on here. Main header. We can make the header full width, which is what I want. We can change the header height. So now if I go back, nope, my logo container width is still going to stay the same. So I thought my logo would get larger since I changed the header height. I guess not. So let's go back. We'll undo that. That's good. You can change the text color. You can make it light if you have a dark background. Change the background color. So let's do that. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. There we go. That looks nice. Background repeat. You can add a shadow. See a shadow underneath the header now. I like that. I'm going to keep that. You can take away the divider. Nav style. You can change the nav style. This is up here. These are going to change up here. So you can have a pillbox. You could have a square. You could have a line underneath. All these different nav styles. You could have tabs. I'm just going to keep it on default. You can change the nav size, large, extra large. You can change the size between the space sizing. Leave that default, and I'll leave this on medium. Looks good. And if you don't want uppercase, just uncheck that box and it'll be normal. You can change the nav height. It doesn't really do much, but if you want to move this around, use nav push. You see as I increase this, it goes down. As I decrease, it goes up. I want it centered though, so I'm going to go to default. And here you can change the nav color on hover. Icon color, icons color, hover. You can have a transparent header. It's a good idea to mess around with these guys if you that's the best way to learn. Header bottom. We don't have a bottom header, so let me see. I'll add languages here on the bottom. So you can change the height of the bottom header. Bottom background color. Same thing, nav style, nav height, just everything we did with the main menu, same options. Header mobile menu overlay. So in order to see the changes here, what you need to do is come over here and click the mobile tablet button. and that'll bring you into tablet mode. And you can change the logo position for tablet. That didn't change for some reason. Okay, moving on. You can change the menu icon style, which is right here. You can have a circle with solid color behind it. You can have a square. Let me see. I kind of like. I'm gonna keep it like it was default. You can add a show menu title. That can be handy. It lets people know that's definitely in the menu in case they're looking for it. Menu overlay. So let's go ahead and open the menu. And now we can change this to the right side. You can have centered overlay over the whole screen. I'm just going to keep it left. Here's where you can actually change the order of the items in your menu. So you can see we have search form. I could put that down at the bottom here. And that moves the search form that was up here down here. Just keep in mind that if you change this, you're going to have to click the X if you want it to go back to the way it was before. Let's say you change it and you don't like it, and then you're going to have to come back in here all over again. But you can also turn these off, what you don't want to show on the mobile menu, by clicking the eyeball, and it'll disappear. And unfortunately, they don't have a undo for that. You would have to click the X, and then that would undo it, and you would have to come back, and then you could change this stuff. And it would reappear whatever you had disappear. You can change the overlay color. So we have black, background color. Change the background color of the overlay on the page. Just going to leave that default and turn this back to default as well. So we'll go back here. Sticky header. Go back to desktop mode. And we can click this off. Sticky header is when you scroll down, the header stays on screen. So if I scroll down here, you can see it jumps down. You can change the header height on sticky if you want it thicker. When you scroll down, it comes down further. You can see this space won't actually be there. It'll be white. Sticky logo padding. Same thing, padding. Excuse me. Nav height on sticky. Top bar sticky on scroll. So now this top bar will also show up when I scroll down. Turn that off. Header main sticky on scroll. If you don't want it to be sticky, get rid of that. Header bottom sticky on scroll. We don't have a bottom menu, but you would get rid of that if you don't want it to be sticky. And now it doesn't show up when I'm scrolling down. There's no sticky menu. So I'm going to keep this one. Sticky style. Do you want it to, what it does right now is jump down, but if you want it to fade instead, and now it'll fade in when I scroll down. And you can also have shrink. It'll shrink when I scroll down. I'm going to leave it on shrink. I like that. Hide sticky when scrolling down. This is actually a new feature. So if you click this, it'll hide your menu when you're scrolling down, but when you're scrolling up, it'll come back. Kind of neat. I'm just going to leave it default. And you can also have a custom sticky logo right there. Drop down style. So what this is this is the drop down menu right here. So if you don't want this little arrow that shows up right here, click this and the arrow is gone. I kind of like that arrow, so I'm going to leave it. You can change the content size. You can make it larger, inside the box, smaller. I'll leave it default. Drop down radius if you want to round the corners more. You can do that. Text color, you can change it to light. And you can change the link style. So if you want the gray, light gray, You can have no, just the words change color. And you can have a blue background. I think I'll keep this one here. And if you want to make them uppercase, you can click this. Buttons. I'm not going to go through this because I don't have any buttons, but all kinds of different styles for the buttons. You can change the color, the button style, the size. We kind of did that already when we create our buttons, like for on the home page. So you have button 2 settings and button 1 settings. It's correspond with the buttons down here, button 1, button 2. Account. This is a account up here. So you can have a kind of an avatar when they're signed in. And you can see it shows up. I kind of like that. I think I'll leave that there. If you don't want to show the label, get rid of this. And it gets rid of the word my account. I want that there though. If you want to show the register label so that when they're not signed in, it'll say register. I do want that there because I want them to let them know they can register a new account. And you can use username as label. So this will put my, since I'm signed in, it will have my name instead of the my account. So you can have that as well. I'll leave that like it is. That looks good. Cart. This is the cart right here. So we can change the style. We have the basket. You can have a circle around it. Solid square. I'm going to leave it as the shopping bag. You can change the cart icon. You can have a custom cart icon if you want to upload that. If you don't want to show the cart totals, uncheck that box. I'm going to keep that in there. And if you don't want to show the cart title, you can get rid of the word cart as well. And let me see, custom content after cart. That's HTML and shortcode, so I'm not going to go through that. Search, we already have our custom voice search, so any changes I make here aren't going to carry over. But you can change the icon, magnifying glass, the drop down, style, all that stuff. Show categories, change the header search form width. HTML we already did. Contact. If I put the contact form up here or anywhere in here, you can see you can change your contact information. You can add that here. Here's the email address. You can add a location label, your open hours, all that stuff, open hours details. I'm not sure what that does exactly, but. And you can change the icon size. If you want to make it larger or smaller, change the pixel size. You can have icons only. That's good if you have a brick and mortar store along with your online store. Newsletter. So let's put the newsletter up there and I can show you what these settings do. So here we have the newsletter. If we don't want the icon, gets rid of the envelope. We can have same with the what we did up here, you know, different backgrounds. Label, if you want to change it, not say newsletter, say something else, you can do that. Newsletter block. That's if using our Flatsum block, which we made, so that's not going to do anything. Sign up for newsletter, you can have a title, subtitle, background image, change the height, all that stuff, auto open. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. And of course, follow icons, which are social icons. So if I put these up here, say I want them there, you can change the different styles as well. You can have the actual colors that you see, the brand colors. And here's where you would put in your Facebook page URL, Twitter handle, all that stuff, Instagram. And you can change the size here and Snapchat. So if you want more, you would just add the link and it'll show up. So now you see Pinterest, YouTube, I would put the YouTube channel URL there. So I'm not going to add the social icons up there because we already have them in the footer. If you want to, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take those out of there. Okay, so once you're done with all your changing your settings and customizing, you want to click Publish to make sure you save your changes. And there's one more thing I want to show you, and we kind of went into it a little bit. If we go back here to Style, Colors, we changed some of the colors when we were creating the footer. So this is a primary color. If I change this, you'll see this changes up here. So let me go ahead and I'll just change that to red, show you. I want to change that to a blue color, same as my logo color here. So I'm going to use Colorzilla. This is a free extension you can get. And what it allows you to do is copy the hex code of any color on a web page. So you see if I hover over this, the color changes in this box to light blue, whatever color I'm hovering over. So my primary color is going to be this dark blue here. So I'll click and you can see it color copied to clipboard. There's the hex code. So now if I come into here, right click and paste, it changes to that color. So that's my primary color. My secondary color is this light blue here. So I'm going to do the same thing using Colorzilla. Just going to hover over that light blue, and when it shows up light blue in here, I'll click. There we go, and it saves the hex code right there. So now I can come in here, select color. I can delete this. This is the hex code, right click and paste. And now you see it changed to the light blue. And I'm not sure if we have, okay, there's a secondary color there. So you can see the primary color, all my buttons and the quick view changed to this nice, beautiful blue color. These were a dark blue before, now they're a lighter shade of blue. And my sail bubble is now this light blue color. Now you can change the sail bubble color down here. So let's say I want that to be red. And now it changes to a right color, which I think I like better because it stands out more. I'll make that kind of a bright red color. There we go. That looks good. One thing I want to advise you to do, one of the rules of web design is to have a primary color and a secondary color, and you can have an accent color as well. But most web designers, they stick to two colors, only two colors for the entire color scheme of your website. Your primary color should make up 40%, no, I'm sorry, 60% of your colors on your website. Your secondary color should make up 30% of the colors on your website, and your accent color should only make up 10% of the colors on your website. So I'm going to give you, show you an example real quick. If I go to Coca-Cola's website, and I'll also go to Pink, Victoria's Secret. So if you notice, I modeled my primary color after the color in my logo, and I also did the same with my secondary color. So I stayed true to my logo colors for my website color scheme. If we go to Coca-Cola, you can see their logo. Everybody knows the Coke logo. It's red and white. And let's go to the United States website here. And you can see their colors are, the main colors on their website, primary and secondary, are red and white. And what that does is it enforces brand recognition in the minds of the visitors. You want to stay true. You want to be consistent with your brand. So a lot of companies, most companies, their website colors, they make sure it's the same colors as their logo. And if I go to Pink by Victoria, you see their logo is pink, of course. This is pink. This is pink here. It's pink up here. This is a darker, you could say a darker shade of pink, but that's red. It's kind of a pinkish color. And if I go to, let me see, Beauty, same thing. You have a big pink banner here. She's wearing pink, pink over here. pink, pink, pink. So you get the idea, darker pink, even lighter pink. It's okay to have different shades of your primary color. That's fine. A lot of web designers do that. But you don't want to have like 5 different colors on your web page, on your website. It looks bad, to tell you the truth, and it kind of confuses your visitors. And it's a good idea to have your website colors the same colors as your logo. So that's just a quick a quick tutorial, quick lesson on website color schemes. Okay, so we have our primary color, our secondary color, and everything else looks good here. I'd say our home page is done. Looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that. And I'll get out of here. Okay, one more thing I want to do is I want to show you, let's go ahead and let's test this voice search. The reason I added this voice search bar is it's actually a trend that's in e-commerce right now. A lot of e-commerce stores are adding voice search to their websites because a lot of people are starting to use voice search. Let's face it, people are getting lazier and lazier. They don't even want to type anymore. So they don't want to come in here and have to type, pink dress or men's suit. They just want to click a button and speak into the phone. That's why Siri is so popular, and Alexa. Google voice search is also popular. So let's go ahead and I'm going to click this microphone, and then I'm going to speak into my mic here, and let's see if it works. Hopefully it'll work. So here we go. Ripped jeans. Look at that. Even spelled it correctly and everything. Beautiful. And then I can click here, and it'll take me right to the Ripped Jeans product page. That's awesome. Okay, so let's close this, and I can actually just hit this again. So let's try this again. Here we go. Show me men's suits. Okay, so it brought up the men's page, and then it brought up bathing suit. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. And then it brought up the men's suit. So this voice search box, it works really well. It's whatever the AI is they're using, it's very very accurate. So let me go ahead and try one more. Let's try let me see. High heels. All right, there we go. It brought me the heels and then suede boots. So heels is the first result in the search. Not bad. And then suede boots is second. And then they can also type over here, and they can click this to close it, and they can also type here as well, which I think brings this up. So that's the voice search box. You can see it's really accurate, and I would encourage you to put that on your website. You don't have to. You could have just a regular search box where you type in. But like I said, a lot of e-commerce stores, they're starting to use voice search or incorporating it into their website because it makes it a lot easier for your visitors to find the products that they want to find. They just press a microphone and they speak what they're searching for. I'm also going to show you later on how to add a chatbot helper on your website, and that will show up down here. And what they can do is they can click that, and a bot will come up and say, "My name is so and so. What are you searching for?" And they'll type in, and that will help them search as well. I always like to give my students the best chance of making their website successful right out of the box as soon as they start. And that's why I always try and incorporate the latest trends in my tutorials when I'm showing you how to create a website. So next what we're going to do is we're going to create our other 2 pages, which are the About page and the Contact page.